So I know so many of you are in that stage of finding your venue, finding your venue, finding your venue. So I wanted to pop on real quick and help you with some questions that you probably didn't think about that you need to ask your venue and those venues that you go tour. Hi, Deanna. If you are here, please say hi. Let me know that you're here. And also in this video, if you already have your venue, can you type a 1 for me? And if you don't have your venue, type a 2, because I want to know where you guys are at so I know how to best tailor this video. So Deanna, if you can give me a 1 or a 2 with if you have your venue set or not. So first off, before you do your venue, before you go and see your venue, I want you to stop and think, okay, what kind of wedding am I envisioning? When you close your eyes and when you think of you being there on your wedding day, where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself in a rustic barn? Do you see yourself getting married outside? Do you see yourself in this elegant ballroom? Do you see getting married in the backyard of a family member or friend? Or maybe like just this really nice venue. And so where do you see yourself? And it can be so hard to be able to block out the noise that we constantly get from Pinterest and seeing other weddings on Facebook and Instagram and all of that. And so, hi Ashley, so good to see you. And so if you are having just that, like seeing all those ideas, just take a moment and stop, close your eyes and think about, okay, where do I want to get married and what do I want that to look like? And then take that image, take that mental picture that you have, and then go and find venues that match that style. Of course, if you are wanting to get married in a ballroom, don't go tour barns, okay? Just stay in your style, stay with where you want to be. And one thing too is that sometimes you're just not going to know. You're not going to know what style that is. Yeah, you are not going to know what style it is that you want. And that is totally okay. Totally okay. A lot of the brides that I work with don't know. And so my suggestion to you and my advice to you is that I love the rule of 3. 3 I always love. It's a great number. It's odd. It's not too many. So go and find 3 venues that you really like. And don't do more than 3. Hi, Jessica. If you are joining or if you're watching the replay, let me know if you have your venue. So if you have your venue, type in a 1 for me. And if you're still finding your venue or you haven't booked your venue yet, type in a 2 because I want to know where you guys are at. And of course, I just lost my train of thought. Y'all, I am not good at this like multitasking thing. I just get off on tangents. So anyway, so the rule of 3. Keep it to 3. Find 3 venues that you like. Look into those venues. Maybe schedule some tours. Go and see those venues, but don't make it more than 3 because our brains can only hold so much. Wedding planning is already so stressful and overwhelming as it is. So don't make it even more so. So keep it to 3, okay? And just go and have fun. Go tour, keep an open mind. But here are some things to keep in mind, especially when you're finding those 3 and when you are touring. Know your budget. If budget is something that you have and you need to stay within a certain budget, then you need to know if your venue is within your budget. Now, unfortunately, a lot of venues don't post their prices on their website. So you either have to email them and ask and contact them through their form, or you have to go in person to get a quote. My suggestion is before you get so, like your heart is just locked onto one, and then it ends up being so far out of your budget, before that happens, email them. See if you can at least find some range or price point that they can give you, okay? Because I see this happen so often, and it breaks my heart when my bride loves this venue, but she just can't afford it. So I don't want that to happen to you. So know your budget and know if your venue that you're looking at is in that budget. And there's also wiggle room. I mean, a budget is called a budget for a reason. You don't necessarily, like if let's say your venue, you were thinking about spending $5,000 on it, and this venue that you love is $6,000, then make that work in your budget. Okay, if it's really important to you, hi Linda, if it's really important to you, then spend the $6,000 on it and then take from elsewhere so then you can bring it to the venue and you have more money for that. Because ladies, it's all about the value. It's all about what you want and what is going to make your day special. If your venue is huge and you love this venue and it's going to make your day, but you could care less about what kind of cake you have, well, then there you go. Take the $500, $1,000 that it is going to take for your wedding cake and bring it over to your venue. That is why it's called a budget. We have it there, but it's also flexible. So just think about what is most important to you. So another question that you need to ask yourself is if you really want an outdoor ceremony or an indoor ceremony, do they have options for that? A lot of venues will have an outdoor ceremony option and then an indoor reception option. So you need to ask, hey, is it possible, if you want an indoor ceremony as well, is it possible to have both the ceremony and reception inside? And then you have to think about the room flip because, of course, the ceremony setup is different than the reception setup. So you need to ask, will we be able to switch the room? Do we have to switch the room ourselves, or do you guys provide the room switch for us? So think about that. And again, going back to what are your priorities? If you really want an outdoor venue, but this venue that you're looking at doesn't have an outdoor site, like don't even waste your time, really. Another thing to think about and to ask when you go on these venue tours is if they require you to have wedding insurance. And wedding insurance I'll get into later, it's a whole other thing. But ask if they require you to have wedding insurance, and also ask them if they have wedding insurance, if they have liability insurance, because that is huge. That's if, one of your guests trips on like a rug or a chair and falls and breaks their leg, are they covered? So you're going to want to know about that. And then another one too is how many hours you're going to have on your wedding day. This is big. If you can only imagine yourself being, okay, I'm going to be at my venue early in the morning and have all this time to get ready, and I'm going to get my hair and makeup done at this venue, and I'm going to have so much time until my ceremony and so much time to take pictures, then you need to make sure that that venue is going to give you access the whole day. Like 12, 15 hours is typical, but in my instance, my venue only gave us, I think, 5 hours. We got it at noon, and then our send-off was at 5. And so you need to think about that too and see, okay, can you work with that being, are you flexible, and can you work with that if they do give you a shorter time frame? Are you fine getting ready at your house or at an Airbnb or at the hotel that you're staying at the night before? So just think through those things. These are some questions that you might just not have on your mind. And that is okay because one, you've probably never done this before. And two, you're not a professional. You don't know the industry. And so it's just fine. Okay, it's fine. That's why I'm here. The last question that I want to do, guests. Totally you need to ask, how many guests can you accommodate for? Because you want all of your guests, of course, to have a place to sit. Duh. And so that's just a no-brainer. But for me, it's like sometimes when I went on these venue tours and when I was going to all of these vendor meetings, with my baker and florist and all of that, I would just forget. So I had to bring a whole sheet of questions. And I would suggest you do that too. And if you don't have a sheet of questions, that's something that I offer in my services. If you hire me for month of coordinator or for the full planner, then I give you those resources and you don't have to worry about that because you have them there for you. It's already done. But I would highly suggest that, especially if you're like me and you forget everything unless you write it down, bring questions with you on these venue tours, these vendor meetings, all of that. So these are just a few questions you need to ask. I have a whole document of maybe like 40, 50 questions to ask your venue and every single vendor. So it's a lot, but I just wanted to give you a few things, again, the rule of 3, just to get your brain thinking and know what the most important thing is. Hi, Emily. Oh, so good to see you on here. And again, please take the poll. Let me know. Put in a 1 in the comments if you already have your venue, and type in a 2 if you don't have your venue yet, because I just love to know where you guys are at and if y'all need any help. So I hope this was helpful. Please, please, please reach out to me if you need anything, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.